Look.
Listen.
Taylor.
Yeah, that's about right. That sounds right. That sounds good for the, that's normal. Hey, everybody, look. What? What are you looking at, Geese, with those eyebrows? What
was that comment?
What comment? There's no comments. This is a podcast about Pokemon and other things. This week, it's episode 96, the year the Nintendo 64 came out. And we're going to discuss this week Pokemon Horizons number 48. Ooh.
It's very hard for me to wrap my head around the 48 episodes.
Yeah, you remember. There was Dot, there was Roy. They had a Pokemon battle 48 times.
It really doesn't feel like it. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. I'm going to say positive.
They're 24 episodes, 24. They're 24 minutes long, so that's not too much time.
I could not give you plot synopsis for 48 episodes, so.
Well, that's good because I'm the one who does previously on Pokes.
Yeah, Taylor's taking the real brunt here.
Yeah, so don't worry about it, Geese. I got you.
Yeah, Geese doesn't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
Geese, peep.
What's up?
That's our line.
No.
Yeah, it is.
I don't.
It's What's Geesin' with Geese time.
Whose line is it anyway?
Got
What a
them
show.
for the first time.
What a show.
This is a very, very structured program. And Geese is correct. It is now time for the first segment. Some would argue second segment of the day. And that, of course, is Geese, What's New with Geese segment before watching, playing, eating. What's Geesin' with Geese? Taylor, take it away.
What you been geesin', Geese?
I got a haircut.
Very exciting. Now, moving on to watching, playing, eating of the week.
I've been all this weekend helping Aaron move.
How far?
Next door.
15 minutes away.
15 minutes away by car?
No, walking.
Yeah.
Oh, my
God. Carryin. So how was the move?
It was good. Off to a bumpy start, I would say. On Saturday, I ate not Jimmy John's. I ate a Jersey Mike's Italian sub, and I almost threw up. So I was kind of down for the count. So that was all.
You did not think that restaurant was called Jimmy Mike's.
She said Jimmy Mike's?
No, I was going to say Jimmy John's, but I meant Jersey Mike's.
Oh. Yeah, Jersey John's and Jersey Mike's. I was listening to her use syllables, and I started thinking, I'm not sure I'm comprehending these words.
She had Jimmy John's.
Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, Jerry Jones. Let's go with the mic.
Geese.
Yeah.
Is there more you have to say, or are we moving on to watching, playing, eating?
That tone made me think you were going to say, why do bad things happen to good people?
Yeah, why?
Oh, wait.
Stop the presses.
Okay, I'll hold my tongue.
Guys, listen.
What?
We got a free chaise lounge.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
How'd you swing that?
Someone was put it up for $0 on OfferUp, and we picked it up, and we thought it was going to be much smaller than it is, and it's actually just like a decent size.
For audio listeners, Geese has had a dream of owning a chaise lounge for many years, and also she moved her camera towards a chair and a chaise lounge, at which point Taylor asked which was the chaise lounge, and I said the longer one.
There were two options, and good job with the camera work, Geese.
Well, I left my Pokemon Go++ to keep catching pokes, so let me turn that off real quick, and then we'll move on to watching, playing, eating. This week on watching, playing, eating, I have beaten Animal Well. That is a good video game. Now, here's the thing. Guys, everybody, let's calm down. I enjoyed it. The review score is very, very high. If I were to just judge it based on the main line of the story, which is real quick, you do your, you accomplish the goals and you watch the credits roll. It's a good game. It's probably mid-8s, high 8s. We're getting a lot of 9s. In the review scores. But here's the thing. We've reached the thing portion of here. Here is the thing. This game is one of those games where after you beat it, now people say that's when the real game begins. And evidently, allegedly, there is much more video game after you beat the game. But that's also when the game starts to become incredibly cryptic And is esoteric the correct word? I forgot to Google the definition of esoteric to find out.
Yes, it is.
That sounds right.
Esoteric. But the puzzles just become absolutely wildly crazy, and the ARGs and 50 people in different Discord servers have to work together to figure out a bunny puzzle, and it's, that kind of crazy stuff. So I looked up some stuff, and there's... What I like about this game is, because I feel like not as many games do this anymore, but you can just look up stuff to do, because there's a little flute item you get that's not spoilers, but you can just input these songs and a bunch of things happen. So you could just Google the songs and then warp all around, and it's interesting.
So what's your experience in your gaming history been when people say, this is when the real game starts?
Yeah. Yes, Geese?
Never finish games, so that never is a problem for me.
Oh, yeah. So you don't even start games, technically.
Yeah.
Got her dead to rights. Oh, golly. I don't play Fez. That was a big one with look at all these puzzles we got to work together. I didn't play much of that one. I've liked Witness, and I think there's lots of secret hidden puzzles. I found some of those, but I didn't get the platinum in the Witness. I don't know if I'll get the platinum in Animal Well. Maybe. It's a fun, cute little game. I recommend it, especially if you have PlayStation Plus Extra, where it is free.
My question is, how many animals were in the well?
A lot of them. A great deal of animals. And there's more animals to discover in the post game.
Who was your favorite animal?
There's some good birds in there. They have a lot of birds, actually. You'd love it. Favorite animal, maybe.
There was a cute little frog.
I don't want to spoil the game, is the problem. Because I could list some things, but it's late game. The game's like a couple hours, 6 hours. I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. The game's
I've had
50 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I don't know. Those are just numbers I have heard, but that's for finding everything. And if you find out immediately when you start playing, you find these little eggs all around the place. And I put in the code that you would get for getting all the eggs. So it's...
Oh.
Yeah. I haven't found all the eggs, but I have the reward for getting all the eggs. It's an interesting game.
Speaking of eggs, the owl cam I watch, the owl Hootie, is going to have another brood, and she laid 2 eggs.
Ooh.
So far, there may be more.
How many do they normally lay?
Her average, and she is a barn owl.
Why are you saying average French? Average.
Average? Her average, and she's a barn owl, so they have larger broods. Her average is 6, but she already had a brood this year, and it was 8. So she's probably going to have a much smaller number this time around.
Very sick.
What is your problem, Michael? How can I help you?
I'm laughing because every other word you switch accents, because you went from a French woman to a Valley girl in the same sentence. Avalage bread. And it was amusing to me.
It's not intentional.
I couldn't stop the slight smirk. Couldn't stop it.
Very slight smirk.
And eating...
I'm bent over smirking.
And eating this week. I'm actually not that upset because I find it amusing personally. But guys, for years, I've just been wanting to go to Chili's because I don't know why, but lately, every Instagram reel, every YouTube short is just about Chili's. And the young people, they watch the TikTok, it's also just about the Chili's. And I travel so far to get to this Chili's. And I sit down and I explain my predicament to the server, and he says, oh yeah, everybody in here is just because they say they watched a TikTok about the triple dipper and now they got to eat it. That food was so terrible. It was so bad. And I've had great Chili's in Texas. This Chili's in California, horrible. The portion size is abysmal. They don't even have country gravy out here. $7 for an order of chips and salsa. Luckily,
what?
That's what, yeah. It's crazy over here. You actually are charged for chips. And sometimes they don't even refill them for you.
Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. But luckily, I signed up on their free rewards and got the chips and salsa for free, which is good. But the chicken crispers, which, listen, Listen,
That's their thing.
I went to Chili's for my birthday when I turned 11 or 12 years old, and I got Sonic Advance, and the chicken crispers in the country gravy were my favorite thing in the world. And
That's a good birthday.
And the best burger I ever ate was the Old Timer with cheese on the 4th of July, sometime in the early 2000s.
And real quick, for those who don't know, a chicken crisper is a chicken tender?
Yes.
It's more than that.
It's a chicken. It's a very crispy, flaky, buttery, baked in a big flaky crust. Chicken tender. And they used to be enormous. And in Texas, you dip them in your country gravy. But here, in 2024, they're tiny. Terrible chicken meat quality. Terrible sauces. The mozzarella stick, which looked interesting, tasted terrible. It's an awful experience all around.
That's a shame.
But my boy, who was helping me out, was great. He was nice. He was refilling the coffee. He was great. And we were all laughing and having a great time. And thank goodness it was terrible because it takes so long to get there. And now I never have to worry about wanting to eat Chili's again. Geese Peep, please take it. Oh, you already said all your stuff.
Look, I've been busy.
Listen.
I've been mainly moving, but there is something I haven't talked about yet.
Geese Peep, we're moving on to your additional piece of information that you will reveal now.
Peepin' Part 2.
The Oilers have made it to the next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Oh my God, the Edmonton Oilers playing hockey at it again.
When is the championship?
Well, the next round, I think, starts next Tuesday.
Oh my God.
And they're playing the Dallas Stars.
Boo! Dallas stinks.
No kidding.
It's gonna be a tough one, guys. They barely made it through this one.
Nah, we got him easy. I saw a vehicle with a license plate for Alberta. Probably big Oilers fans, you would imagine. Probably.
What else are you going to do in Alberta?
Go to the West Edmonton Mall, which was at one point the biggest mall in North America. So if you want to calm down.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
They have a pirate ship, a roller coaster, putt-putt.
They have the Ice District where the hockey rink.
They have the Ice District and the hockey rink.
Wow.
Taylor, it's now time to move on to your watching, playing, eating. Take it away.
Geese, I'm going to start with a segment just for you.
Moving on to the fifth segment, Geese's segment for her, presented by Taylor.
Now, I haven't yet I haven't been bit by the bug of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth yet. Geese, if you mute yourself and leave the room, I'm going to throw a tantrum.
I was just about to get up.
slightest eyebrow twitch mixed with the pursed lip when he said Final Fantasy. It's such a good game. I've been watching Final Fantasy VII remake videos on how to get ready for hard mode playthrough.
It's so Yuffie is, my goodness, what a character. They did such a good job with her character. She's just a delight. Very fun to play as. The English voice actor is doing a fantastic job.
You're playing in English?
Yeah, I kind of go back and forth.
Oh my God.
Especially when a new character is introduced. And Yuffie's just making me keep playing English. Character development, fantastic. Mount Coral, the songs are so good. The area is so good. The fights are fun. The dialogue is good. It's everything a remake should be. They did a great job. I've also been playing water polo in preparation for a tournament this weekend.
I swear every weekend you're getting ready for this tournament.
Well, yeah, because I only had a certain amount of practices. Pretty low stakes tournament, so that's nice.
You only win $15 gift certificate to Applebee's.
You normally don't win any money in water polo tournaments. I had some very good Thai food, so that was nice. This place was just riddled with people. Giant line going in. It's a little market, and it has a restaurant attached to it, and it's just fantastic.
Are we still talking about the Thai food, or is this a different establishment?
This is the Thai food.
This is the Thai food. What'd you get? You like Pad See Ew, which, if you ask me, more like Pad See Ew, because I like Pad Thai.
What I really like is
Pad Kaprao.
Well, I used to order Pad Ki Mao. I've never been a CU guy, but I used to order Pad Ki Mao, and then I started ordering Pad Kaprao. This one, I was going for Kaprao Kai Down, which has the egg.
You just make it up. You can't say me Kapow down.
Yeah, you're lying.
You're making up stories.
Yeah, Pai Bao Lao.
Yeah, my pow pow.
Anyways, this place actually makes food pretty spicy, so that's A-okay for me.
Now, are we ready for Poke News of the Week?
Poke News of the Week.
Poke News.
Poke News of the Week.
Sarah B reports this week that the next Pokemon Go Community Days have been revealed. They are Sunday, June 9th, Saturday, June 22nd, which is a classic, which means it is a shiny Community Day Pokemon we've got before, but perhaps one prior to them having the ability to transfer into the main games and home. So maybe you don't have it. Sunday, July 22nd and August 31st, 2024. Those are the dates. Sounds like people are saying our boy Poplio is going to be one of these Pokemon.
You said July 22nd, but it says here July 21st.
June 22nd and July 21st. And August 31st.
Nice.
And June 9th.
In that order.
Sarah B reports. Also, Sarah B reports that the Pokemon Sleep Entei research event is now live. The event is in Greengrass Isle only, so I sure hope you picked Greengrass Isle this week. And it adds Entei into the game. The music is fire. Got him. First try. The music is fantastic right now, and Greengrass Isle looks like a volcano. There's fire everywhere.
It looks scary. I'm worried that my Pokemon are going to get burnt.
That's why you pick all fire-type Pokemon, which you should be doing anyway, because they'll get extra berries and bonuses. So I got a bunch of Quillavas and Charmeleons and a Typhlosion getting berries.
I love Typhlosion.
Runs from 4 a.m. local time, May 20th, through 3:59 a.m. local time, June 3rd.
I know I ask this every single time we talk about it.
Oh, no.
But I get excited about playing Pokemon Sleep, and then I remember my first tutorial experience when I was so tired, and it just kept, I wanted to track my sleep, and it was like, nah, you gotta give this Squirtle some more food, and I just uninstalled it. Sell me. Well, I had to go to bed, and it was just keeping me from sleep. What's the gameplay loop?
There's no reason to. You should only play it if you want to track your sleep. If you don't want to track your sleep, no need to play it. Unless they want. But I have a lot of shinies in there, so hopefully one day they'll let you transfer. I don't know if they will, though.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
It's a possibility. I don't know. Geese likes it, though. She gave up cats and soup for Pokemon Sleep. If you want to tell people what's enjoyable about it.
I like it because there's no ads, which is nice. And there's not that many mechanics or things to min-max. So it's pretty streamlined. Yeah. It's just kind of chill.
And I like tracking my sleep, and it gives you bonuses every day for Pokemon Go. So you get stickers and extra hearts and experience and Stardust and stuff.
Okay, now see, this is interesting to me because this has ramifications that extend beyond just the game.
It's only when you use this boy.
Perfect. I do that every night.
For audio listeners, that was the Pokemon Go++ that I showed towards the camera. Guys, are we ready to move on to an episode of Pokemon? Taylor, why don't you tell us what happened last time on Pokes?
We finally got our first steps into the next form of fighting, and Liko passed her test.
Yeah. Geese Peep.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened.
Yeah, Liko did it. She passed her test.
Geese
She can Terastal.
Why don't you give us a one-sentence synopsis about this week's episode? Or perhaps would you like us to say the name of the episode?
I'll say the name first. The name in English is Shine, the sparkle of fire and art.
Shine! All right, now for the Japanese title, which has 2 kanji I'm unfamiliar with.
Same inflection.
What?
Use Geese's inflection.
Kagayake! Hono to ato no kirameki.
And in this episode, terastalization is Battling answer to mixed media artwork.
Ooh, good summary. All right, guys, we're on our way. All the kids are going to go to Brassius, an old Artizone. That's the name. I wanted to say Artizone Town, and I want to say Artizone City, but it is just Artizone. But
I'm enjoying.
Ooh, anchovy. What, Taylor?
I'm enjoying how many characters are recurring at this point, because it makes it feel like previous episodes weren't just like, oh, here's this person you're never going to see again.
Yeah.
Previously on Pokes.
Speaking of which, I don't remember blonde-haired man.
Oh, he was in the school, remember?
Was he?
Yeah, he's one of the Elite Four members. They had a little conversation.
Oh.
Hassel?
Hoff?
Hansel?
But first, before we get to Artizone, FUECOCO, let's do some training. Flamethrower for days. Do some stomping tantrums, but oh my goodness gracious, Geese, he stomps and tantrums so hard he falls in the ground. How about that?
Happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us. And then we get the intro for the show, and when we come back, we're already in Artizone, and Geese Peep, it looks like some sort of big old Christmas festival, but it's so cloudy. Remember that. Write that down, because it comes in. That's a what do you call one of them? They're sowing the seeds of forewords. Foreshadowing? One of those bad boys.
Speaking of shadowing, this episode does a very good... Well, at the beginning, I was thinking, wow, they're actually using an overcast sky and not including weather in the plot, which was a short-lived sentiment.
Well, spoilers, but yeah, pay attention to those clouds. Guys, we're setting up for a big old festival. We got Cloth, Smeargle, people hanging up lights. We got Chikorita and Gibble helping out. There's a Grafai and a Scizor. Oh my god. Who is that standing by Gibble? It's our boy and yours. Who could possibly forget him? The Elite Four member Hassel with his blonde flowing hair. He tells the children all about the art festival. Ooh. And guys, they spot.
What's up?
The children spot the sickest looking sculpture of a shiny Rayquaza and Sunflora they've ever seen. And of course, it was sculpted by, I was about to say yours truly, but that just means me. I did not sculpt it. It was actually Brassius the whole time.
The one, the only.
The one, the only. He, in addition to being the gym leader of the town, he is also the festival artist director.
It's very sick that you can see the shiny Rayquaza influence on him.
Yeah, everybody loves shiny Rayquaza. So Hassel leads the kids to Brassius for the Terestal course, and Hass and Brass give each other some little nicknames. Clearly they are familiar with one another. They're good friends, in fact. They've known each other for years.
Wouldn't it be kind of, what's the relationship between the Elite Four and gym leaders?
They're close.
They're colleagues at the end of the day.
I mean,
right?
a lot of gym leaders get promoted to become Elite Four members. That's happened. That's happened multiple times.
What is the governing structure of the Elite Four? Are
The
you
Pokemon
elected?
League. I don't know if you're probably you're elected by a council, right?
I always assumed that everything within that structure was, if you battle well enough, you get promoted. That's what I thought.
As early as Generation 2, you have Koga, who used to be a gym leader, now in the Elite Four of Johto, and his daughter takes over his gym back in Kanto. So, yeah, Hassius and Brassius, you could call them the student-mentor relationship. They're great pals, and the children are a bit amused by the familiarity. Curious to see what it's going to be like in English. How they'll change how they nickname each other. Probably Hass and Brass. That works the best. Oh my god, Geese! Liko's dad's here. What's he doing here?
Dad.
What's he doing here, Geese?
Now, his career, like his portfolio, is children's books, right?
Well, he's an illustrator. I'm sure he does other things other than just children's books.
Okay, because I'm sitting here thinking, wow, this guy he just did the best children's book ever.
Brassius mentions that he invited Liko's dad because of his great influence on him in his depiction of shiny Rayquaza.
And amusingly, Hassel didn't even know that Alex was Liko's father the whole time. What a coincidence. Yo, Pops, meet Dot and Quaxley. You've never met them before. Roy, at this point, says, guys, no time for introductions. I've got to battle Brassius. At which point Brassius says, Roy, no time for battling. I've got to be finishing my Sunflora sculpture before the big ceremony tonight. I call it Sunflora at dawn.
Wait, now that you say that, do we ever get to see the finished statue?
Of
Of
that
who?
one? Maybe at the end?
I think so.
I don't
Maybe?
think we do.
Very sick. Well, FUECOCO and Dolliv are very cute in this scene, talking to one another, admiring the Sunflora sculpture. Roy, don't worry. Brassius may be too busy to give you the time of day, but Nemona's here. She'll battle you. Finally. After weeks of those two just trying to battle. You kidding me, guys? You don't
It's
remember?
about time.
And she says, and Roy, don't worry, I'm not going to terastalize because I know a small child like you isn't allowed to terastalize. But little overconfident Roy, he says, go ahead. I don't mind if you terastalize. And, guys, I'm going to give you a little spoiler right now. And him saying that doesn't even matter. He gets beat so bad.
I
She
feel
doesn't even get a chance.
we'll do a post-battle breakdown.
A little post-mortem from Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
FUECOCO, Stomping Tantrum, Palma, Quick Attack, Disarming Voice, Flamethrower. Oh, guys, Geese, the clouds in the sky. What happened?
It starts to rain.
And first of all, can we get an umbrella for the sculpture? Thank you. Before we move along. Now, FUECOCO, Stomping Tantrum. Yes, Geese.
It's probably glazed or,
It's
protected.
It's probably glazed. It's probably chocolate cream. Stomping Tantrum, dig! FUECOCO, reuse your animation! And then Roy, the naive boy. Which, I'm telling you right now, this little move he's about to yell out in the rain, probably the reason Brassius gives him a hard time in a second. Spoilers.
Absolutely.
My boy Roy yells out, FUECOCO, Flamethrower. Geese, what happens?
Doesn't work because it's raining.
The fool!
It's just a disproportionate amount of extinguishing to liquid. Like, I don't feel like the rain was hard enough to really stop a flamethrower.
Yeah, they got real strong rain in Pokemon Land. Palma used Double Shock. Oh my god, Double Shock. Palma learns that move at level 60, so this is a very strong attack, and FUECOCO is immediately knocked out. Oh god. Like I said, Brassius is just completely not happy.
So, okay, this has some layers to it. One, I don't think Roy, even if he had won, because of his lack of awareness of the rain, I don't think he would have gotten the go-ahead from Brassius. Two, I wonder if Nemona used Palmy. Is that the correct?
Oh, this line is crazy because it switches and goes back and forth between English and Japanese. They're the same names, but different names. No, this is Palmot.
Palmot? Okay.
Woo, I hope so. Yeah, because
Second.
English is Palmy, Palmo, Palmot.
Okay, so this is Palmot.
And Japanese is Palmo, Palmoto.
Okay. So second, I wonder if Nemona chose Palmot specifically because of the cloudy weather.
I think that's the only Pokemon of hers we've seen so far.
I just feel like, isn't she's the prima battle arena, right?
No, Prima Battle Arena. I think you're thinking of the head champion, Gita. But Nemona is a champion as well. Seems like half the population of Paldea is a champion rank trainer, but
yeah. Okay. So third, I don't think he lost that badly. All things considered, let's say weather doesn't let's say they fought on a sunny day or even just cloudy, not rainy, I think Roy would have done all right.
Roy
that was the whole point with what he said after it. Like, let's rematch. I only lost because of the weather.
That is what Roy said, but Brassius wants nothing to do with Roy's little excuses. Brassius says, Roy, you need to figure out why you really lost, and I don't want to hear these little excuses about it's because of the rain.
I just felt like Roy had, pretty accurate.
Well, guys, I'll be honest with you. I'm not 100% certain. The exact calculation we're figuring out here, it's only going to get more confusing from here, but before anything happens, we're switching to art. Children, we're going to do some artwork now.
I do like these kind of what you want to call it a hobby, right? The last one was baking, this one's making art. The different qualifiers they have to do before they're allowed to take the terrestrial fight.
Activities?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
FUECOCO is actually pretty excited for this idea because he's very interested in this artwork, and he is excited and walks over to the sculpture. Yes,
I was so hoping we would get a shot of him in a beret in this episode.
I wanted that too.
Maybe next week. Unfortunately, Roy is still a little battle hungry, saying, no, we don't have time for art. I need a rematch right now. But luckily he is acquiesce the right word? What is the word? What is the verb that means to go along with what somebody else wants?
He
Acquiesce.
capitulates.
Capitulates.
That also works.
And we cut to the gym where all the kids are going to make some art projects and all the materials are provided. Soft drinks of choice. And Tinkatink is very excited to make some art with all this metal. Liko's going to paint a picture. And FUECOCO Geese, he's looking up at a painting. And what's the painting of?
Charizard, his idol.
And he's
whoever's in charge of him worshipping strong Pokemon is just killing it. Just get a raise. You're doing a great job.
FUECOCO has inspired himself and Roy. They are going to sculpt a giant Charizard while Liko is painting. All her Pokemon join in, Geese, and they're going to finger paint. And oh, it's adorable. And look at Floragto using her yo-yo and little Terabagos and Hatenna putting their little feet in the paint. Oh,
this was a good use of Floragto acting like a cat and a person.
Yeah.
Also, I did not think that that technique was going to yield the result it did at all.
Yeah, it was a nice picture. All right, so Dot starts working on the metal work, but she needs one more thing. Roy, I need to borrow your watch roll real quick just for a second. I wonder what they're going to make. We're not going to find out until the big show, actually, for her. And then we see, oh my God, it's adorable. Roy and FUECOCO working together to try to make this Charizard sculpture. But Geese, what starts to happen to the sculpture?
It starts to fall apart.
Oh my God. Brassius sees this. He walks over and offers very cryptic advice.
He says, this clay is not your only material.
You gotta find clues around the environment.
Like a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, just like Resident Evil. And then we get a commercial break.
I was cracking up because of all the people on the crew to give cryptic advice to. He picks Roy.
Poor Roy. He's so frustrated. Nothing's going his way today. Everything's falling apart. FUECOCO then accidentally gets some clay in his nose and breathes fire onto it. Now, guys, listen. I don't mean to sound like an elevated genius, but I could have told you to do that, to heat up the clay so it doesn't fall all apart.
It's just interesting that he chose that as his material and didn't think about heat.
Yeah. They also got some little pieces of metal, which we'll see why for in a little bit. Well, we got great music, by the way, when FUECOCO and Roy are working together to make this Charizard. This is my obligatory once a week mention that I can promise you now the English dub of this anime will have music nowhere near as good as the music that is currently playing right now.
It is very funny how artistically talented everybody is here. Especially with this being presumably Roy's first time working with clay.
You gotta hand it to him.
That's just the innocence of youth.
So Roy gets inspired from Brassius and gets to sculpting. Then we cut to the festival at night. Well, sort of night. We see fireworks, but it's not even night yet. So I don't know why they're wasting their fireworks. It's not even dark out yet. Very odd. We see at this point, and guys, do I ever love some panning shots full of just, not even obscure, but Pokemon from all generations. I'm such a fan of this. We see Why Not, Torchic, Pansage, Nuzleaf, Weepinbell, Psyduck, Mankey, Teddy Ursa, Chimecho, Larvitar, Azurill, Silicobra, and Gossiflor all at the festival. Nemona shows off what she made, Geese. It's a wood carving of her Palmont in battle. It's nice.
So many leagues beneath everybody else.
No, calm down, Taylor. It was a nice wood carving.
Look at the Charizard, and look at what magic Liko did, and then look at what Nemona did.
Liko! She has a beautiful painting called Arboliva in full bloom. Just a great... She inherited her father's art skills because it's just a beautiful painting of Arboliva covered by little Pokemon paw print.
It's so good.
Very sick. Dot, I would never have guessed this in a million years. Geese Peep, what did Dot create with one bird and a tiny Pokemon with a hammer?
A hammer Ferris wheel.
Holy moly.
Tinka Tink is getting a lot of screen time in this show, and I'm a fan.
This is not what I was expecting.
No.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's sick. It's a whole Ferris wheel. It's powered by Quaxley doing water guns, and it even lights up because Wattrel puts his little electricity into a power source generator thing. It moves, and it's very sick.
It's incredibly sick.
Very sick. And then we see the piece de resistance. It's Roy's Charizard sculpture, and it looks so sick. Brassius is so impressed. Roy calls this piece, I want to get stronger. And it has sick flames coming out of its tail and its hands and its mouth and its eyes after FUECOCO uses a flamethrower on it.
You could sell that for so much money.
Everybody's so excited. And Brassius at this point gives a big old speech. Metaphors for days. Anyway, he's ready to battle Roy now, I guess. Geese, before we cut to the battlefield, do you want to give any information on his long-winded speech about everything?
So, basically, Brassius is like, oh, yes, you must understand now. And Roy's like, yeah, I have to use Pokemon moves as materials in my surrounding. And then Brassius says some other things about the intertwining of logic and emotion and fire and ice and all these things. And it's like, I'll see you at the battle court.
Yep, he says a lot of stuff. So we cut to the battlefield, and Brassius dramatically jumps off the windmill I would say meal.
It's
This is
okay.
a little kid. I can't say grill. I say greel. Oh, my God. I can't read the word unveil. I have to take such a long pause before saying the word unveil. I have to spell it out and make sure I say unveil instead of unveil, like the meat. And I think the big issue is because unveil and reveal are similar words, but it's pronounced differently. Reveal and unveil.
Do you think about the spelling of it as you're saying it?
Yes, I have to. I have to spell it before I say it and
That's
take a
how-
long break.
So you know this, but Geese, I have the exact same issue with the word album. Every time I say the word album, it does not sound like English. I want to say album.
Yeah, album. He voices a lot of anime characters. All right, we jump. He jumps. Brassius jumps off the windmill like he always does. Go, Pseudo-Woodo. Now, I was laughing, guys, because they really spell this one out to Roy. He specifically says, now, Roy, I'm going to terastalize, and I'm telling you now, it's going to be a grass-type terastalization, so just prepare yourself. I'm setting you up for success with your little fire type here.
I was just surprised by that because it's like, why make it so easy on him? But I don't know.
Because he kind of already learned the lesson.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm assuming they're going to do something similar to this with Dot. It's probably going to be like something about friendship.
Well, it's funny because you said earlier in the episode, it's funny that of all people to give cryptic advice to. Now I'm putting an extra letter in the word advice. Out of all the people to give cryptic advice to, you give it to Roy. And I almost think he's just thinking to himself, let me make this clear to Roy. The girls, they can figure it out. But Roy, I'm going to terrestrial.
Now get ready.
Okay, now the battle begins. Stopping tantrum, substitute, Stone Edge, disarming voice, Stone Edge again. And oh my God, the music is going so hard. Oh my God, it's so cool.
The animation is really good in this episode too.
They just reuse a lot of it.
Wow.
That was my only issue.
It's real. Oh my God, Brassius can counter everything he has seen before. Flamethrower, substitute. There's so many substitutes. Roy, what are you doing out there? You'll never win this way. But maybe, Geese Peep, maybe, just maybe, Roy's got a little hidden trick up his sleeve because he's paying attention to all the clues. Dot's getting a little hot out there with all these flamethrowers. Some people are starting to sweat, including Geese.
Sudowoodo.
Oh, man.
The idea of a rock sweating makes me giggle.
FUECOCO and Roy notice that Sudowoodo is starting to sweat, and this is going to help incredibly them because Sudowoodo's making a bunch of substitutes, and now we can tell who the real one is. It's the one that's going to sweat. So stomping tantrum that left Sudowoodo and hit him 1,000,000 times. Yep, good work, everybody. Stone Edge, stomping tantrum. And now we get a very funny line, two very funny lines in a row, to be honest, by Brassius. We get one at the end of the episode, which Geese and I both screenshot. And then right here, Brassius says, "It is time for the lie that came true, part 2. And I'll do my best to explain what this probably means.
Okay, thank you.
In the late 90s and early 2000s, the Pokemon Sudowoodo is being created. When you play Pokemon Gold and Silver, you run into what looks like a tree. And everybody, all the kids in the schoolyard and characters in Pokemon Gold and Silver think that is a tree. And when it's revealed, oh, it's actually a Pokemon, they think, oh, it must be a grass-type Pokemon because it's a tree. And turns out, oh, no, it's actually a rock. So the lie that came true is the Pokemon everybody thought was grass-type in the year 2000 is now grass-type, I believe.
And it's part 2 because they basically say that with its name.
I was thinking part 2 came from this is the second Terestal challenge they've done, but I'm not certain on that one. So that's just a theory.
I think it's just part 2 because it's the next phase of the battle.
But this is the first lie that came. It doesn't matter. Sudowoodo, use terastalization. Oh my god, it's a grass type. Or in my mind, thank goodness, it's a grass type. FUECOCO, you terastalize too. And oh, I'm so happy for FUECOCO because he must be so excited that Roy, his trainer, tells him, oh my god, FUECOCO, you're so cool.
When Roy tells FUECOCO to terastalize, he says, shine bright, crystallization of our dreams.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but did they tell them the words to say, or is it just they yell out?
What? Are you asking if they give the actors a script?
No. Like when they teach you how to terastalize, did everybody yell something?
I don't think you have to say anything. I think you just hold your terrestrial orb.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like a Z move where you have to do like a in sync body motion or something.
Okay. Because even Amaranth had his little
He has a little
thing.
speech. Yeah.
It's just drama.
Try to make it sick. Sudowoodo, use Trailblaze. Oh my god. A super quick attack that's going to raise Sudowoodo's speed? Roy's got something for this. And it's a move that Brassius hasn't even seen him use, so he'll never be prepared for this. FUECOCO, use Flame Charge. That boosts his speed up several stages, probably, you would imagine, in the anime canon. Oh my god, what a clash of the speedy titans. They're bumping into each other. The art's so sick. You get a cool profile of FUECOCO looking so sick. And FUECOCO's fire overtakes the grass type at this point, Sudowoodo. And Sudowoodo's down. And FUECOCO jumps in the air and does a giant flamethrower and knocks out Sudowoodo. And oh my god, Roy wins. Oh,
I'm so excited for FUECOCO to evolve and get his little maracas.
Oh my god, there's hugs all around. FUECOCO's jumping. Brassius, thank you for teaching me that clues can come from anywhere, Brassius. Roy, everybody comes running up. All his friends, all the family, all the gym leaders. Well, not all the gym, just
most of them.
Just one Elite Four member, to be honest, and Liko's dad. And
you gotta be. I mean, that's a lot of individuals.
There's a lot of people all running in sync, and they all say, "Congratulations, Roy. We're so proud of you." And of course,
someone should have said, "You even won your fight."
Yep, you did it. Yeah, actually, because much like Liko, he gets his little stamp in his Pokedex that says, hey, you did it. You won your terrestrial course. But probably in the back of Roy's mind, he's thinking, and I won too. You know, not all of us have done that. So. Nah, that's not the kind of kid Roy is. But what's an episode of Pokemon without a little rumbling tummy? What happens, Taylor, to poor FUECOCO?
He's hungry?
Yep, that's correct. And Geese Peep, the episode now closes with our favorite quote of the series. What does Brassius say?
He says, "Enjoy yourselves, adolescents."
Hilarious translation. Hats off to whoever wrote that.
I was cackling.
Well, don't worry. They'll get some food. They got some food set up in the big festival. And the episode is over. Before we discuss how we feel about the episode, Geese Peep will take us through Professor Frito's seminar of the week.
So today's seminar is on the hands-on Pokemon Palmot. Its small body can store as much electricity as an electric car.
Holy moly.
And do you know where it stores this electricity? Is it A, its paws, B, its cheeks, or C, its fur?
No, it's fur.
Yes, that's correct. I thought it was going to be cheeks like Pikachu, but then I was like, that's just Pikachu, I guess.
That's just Pikachu, she guesses.
But yes, it stores its electricity and its fluffy fur, which is perfect for storing it. It stores electricity that is generated by its paws and cheeks and its fur. And
that
then
was
we
a
get
trick question.
Yeah. They really wanted to get you on that one.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, viewers.
Stupid elementary school kids.
We get a really funny animation of it taking its paws and like touching Cap's cheeks, and Cap is really jazzed by that. And because Quaxley is nearby in a puddle of water, he gets electrocuted.
Yeah, silly Captain Pikachu always having his tail I guess standing's the right word. Always having his tail touching the end of a puddle so he can shock Quaxley.
Classic Cap.
Classic Captain Pikachu. Guys, this is a good episode. There's cute moments.
I overall liked it. I thought it was a little bit all over the place.
It was.
I was hoping, I feel like these basic tests I do should be split up in like 2 episodes so that they have more of like a development, what they've learned, like showcasing. It's kind of rushed.
There was a point in this episode where I thought, man, they're going to get everything accomplished this episode.
Thank goodness everybody just knew exactly what they wanted to make artistically.
Yeah, I thought they were going to struggle with creativity and they would actually have some kind of challenge of like learning to integrate their Pokemon and their art, but nope.
My only issue was like the battling lesson, because Liko's was kind of cool, whereas Roy's was, I guess it's in the same vein. Like they're telling Liko, okay, don't get in your own head, just trust yourself to go with it. And Roy's lesson is pay attention
to all your surroundings.
Yeah.
What kind of score would I give this one? There's a lot of fun things that happen, a lot of cool artwork and jumping off of windmills.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a 9.2, I think. Right, Taylor?
Like, I want to give it a high score because it was very similar to last week's episode. It just wasn't as, I don't know, not as fun to watch, I guess. I'd say like a 9, probably.
Ooh, a 9.0. God, so low. Geese Peep, what's your score?
Oh, I was going to do like a 7.5 or an 8.
There's no way.
No, it was setting up a hysterical joke because 9 is a very high score. So Geese gives 7.5. Taylor's a 9, and I give a 9.2, 9.1. Guys, that's how we feel about the episode. I guess I'm excited about next week. Geese, are you excited about big old Dot and her big adventure with Ino?
Yeah, I'm excited because Dot's my favorite character.
Well,
I like Dot a lot. I like when she does her Cherrim transformation.
Yeah, it's so sick when she goes into serious business mode.
I like Quaxley a lot because Sprigatito and Floragto have not really, like, it's a good partner for Liko. Not the same tier as FUECOCO and Roy by any stretch of the imagination. But Quaxley has Dot's back 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm not excited to learn her lesson because it's going to be just don't be shy.
No, it'll be something.
Or something.
No. Geese Peep, it's time to move on to the wrap-up on account of we finished talking about the episode of Pokemon, so let's hear it.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can follow us on social.
Sorry, I meant to fix this. Since I don't update Twitter and Instagram, but you still love doing the da-da-da, da-da-da, and da-da, can you switch it to, like, it would kind of be your choice, but you could say Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, something like that. Or if there are other podcast services you use, you could say that.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Please like us on social media, and you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out to Professor Ticklebits for moving
the earth to make our boilerplate.
And the website, looklistencast.com. Thank you all to our supporters. Thank you all to our supporters. That's completely English, that sentence. It's good. It makes sense.
I don't know what's been going on, but earlier I was dropping off a package for my mother. I looked this person in the face and I said, "Thanks to you."
Thanks to you, my good man. Thanks to you.
And I just said, "That's how humans speak," and walked off.
Yep, you can support us by going to looklistencast.com or clicking the link on those aforementioned podcast services. Also, guys, I don't know if you noticed, but there wasn't even a single one individual swear word. And what that means is that you can recommend this podcast to anybody. Family, friends, grandmas, nephews, nieces.
You could play it on the radio at a senior citizen facility.
Or at the nail salon. And also, please send your questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. This week, actually, we're going to talk about something that Geese is maybe going to gloss over because she's too little, or maybe she'll be interested in. Taylor, this week, we're going to discuss our experiences
with Final Fantasy?
With calling helplines in the 90s because we're stuck on our video games and there's no internet to look up what to do.
I never experienced this because I'm not ancient, but I do remember in the Scholastic book fairs, you could get like the game facts or like game like guides or whatever.
Somebody printed out a game facts guide, stapled it, and sold it in a book fair.
You would get like a book of like video game tips and like help.
They were called like tips and tricks.
Yeah. Well, that's a magazine. Taylor, did you ever print out hundreds of pages of a game facts guide?
Not only have I done that, I have done that recently. I did it for Persona 5 Royal because I was not about to stare at a gigantic schedule on my phone.
Oh, that's so good. So I'll never forget playing Banjo-Kazooie as a kid, and I'm in Mad Monster Mansion, and I just want this stinking Jiggy, but this stinking ghost keeps waking up, and I have to call the Nintendo Power Hotline. And I asked the man on the phone, "Listen, bud, I need this Jiggy."
Imagine like a 6-year-old saying that.
"I need this Jiggy, but the guy keeps waking up." And the man says, "Well, you got to come in through the chimney and jump on the chairs and he won't wake up." And I said, "Thank you very much." And
what an interesting job that would have been.
That would have been so sick. I thought of it because I saw this Instagram reel I have linked. You can click the link. And it's just a video of the Nintendo Power guys. And this is actually from the 80s. But it's just crazy. These guys talking to these children so professionally. It's wild. Paying $9.95 a second. Their parents' credit card. So
they were very expensive.
Wait. $9.95 a second?
No, that's a silly joke exaggeration.
It's a hyperbole.
It would probably been like, I don't know, $3 to $6 a minute or something.
Oh my God.
That's actually incredibly high.
Maybe it was $2 a minute. I don't remember.
It would have to be like 50 cents a minute.
Maybe. Well, it's probably like an initial charge of like $3. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Look it up yourself, guys. Come on now. But that was a good experience. Bad experience was calling for Final Fantasy VII because I just needed a gold chocobo and it wouldn't happen. And the guy on the phone gave me wrong information. I did what he said to do 1,000,000 times over and it didn't work until finally some kid at school said, "Oh, you just need to do a side quest and then it'll happen." And I did a side quest and it happened. So that was terrible.
I never called any helplines because video games for me growing up were a very much a community effort. Everyone was always talking about games at school. The closest I ever came was making a Play Online account.
Oh, for Final Fantasy IX. Terrible. Worst strategy game of all time.
I love it because it's just so... The idea of paying for a strategy guide and just having that guide riddled with ads is so funny.
is everybody aware that Geese's light has turned off from her? So all we can see is the back of the room.
You can really see that little workout. I don't see pedals. Maybe it's just a chair.
Maybe it's just a chair.
It's a workout bike.
It's a workout bike.
With no pedals attached.
But yeah, I had to bring this up because I was losing it over this Instagram reel of the height of 1980s power pros talking to the kids, telling them what to do in The Legend of Zelda. It was very sick. Brought back the memories of calling those things. Oh, what a time to be alive. Guys, since neither of you ever called them, that means we have to say goodbye. And Geese is going to say goodbye several times.
Goodbye?
Goodbye.
Never in
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company